There has never been a better time to plant a tree than 20 years ago. You've heard that proverb, right? There's never been a better time to publish books than yesterday. So if you're here and you haven't published yet, you're going to, because what I'm going to share with you is pretty cool. My name is Jenny Hanson-Lane. I've crossed 6 figures selling books, but of a special kind of books: notebooks, journals, planners. Then I started doing coloring books, and I've got something really fun to show you today. This is a follow-up from a previous video. Many of you are new here. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about keeping your account safe. I was actually on the phone with my attorney all day yesterday and all day today, and that's for another juicy actually interview. Drop the word attorney. Actually, I'll tell you his name. Drop the word Evan if you want Evan to come on to the Jenny Hanson-Lane YouTube channel. Okay. I have tons of questions. You guys would have tons of questions. Drop the word live if you want him to come live. Okay. Let's dive into what we're talking about, because we recently learned that you cannot use free elements on your KDP books. This is a new update from Canva, and we're going to go through it because there's a lot of updating that you're going to need to do. If some of you have been uploading your books, let's actually just show you the page, and white splotches are coming up on your page, this means that these are free elements. And what's happening is when you embed your books, you're exporting them from Amazon. When you're exporting them from Canva, the artist on Canva can't get paid. Okay, so there's some issues here. I found an artist, a Canva artist, and here's what they said about this process. Okay, when you use Canva and export a PDF, Canva adds extra info into the PDF metadata. Since Canva elements, now free or pro, cannot be used for KDP, the moment you upload PDF that are Canva to KDP, it can trigger the system and the book could be blocked. Okay, this rarely happened before, but in the past 6 months, they pushed the system to block harder, because if you use any of the AI tools like Magic Eraser, Canva adds the AI tag. Okay, and that part is okay. If you upload to KDP that you did not use AI, but you did, then your PDF will expose you. We want to keep our account safe, right? Because we want time freedom, and we want time freedom to come from our books, and books are assets, and assets are income, okay? Many people lose their accounts because they use Canva, and you can find them all in the comments under these videos of KDP account termination. I want you to know that I love you, and don't be scared. I use Canva as a book creation software, okay? And I'm going to be diving into more systems because we got to keep our account safe, right? All of this has to do with how creators are paid on Canva. I sell my art in a Canva library, okay? This is the artist. I get paid when someone exports, okay? Anytime exports happen. If someone exports once and then sells that PDF, I only got paid once, which is not part of the Canva agreement. Now, here's the interesting part. You don't have to worry about the agreement that artist made with Canva. But if you're uploading a book to Amazon, you have to claim copyright, okay? For this reason, pro elements can only be sold as a part of a Canva template. Oh my gosh, I'm mixing the word. Template link. Dyslexia strikes again. Drop a D if you're dyslexic. It's like a superpower too. Some people get really mad and they reply to my email like, did ChatGPT write this? I'm like, ChatGPT doesn't misspell, you guys. This is like me being a mom and like trying the best that I can to change people's lives. Okay. Plus, not all art is uploaded to Canva legally. Oh, this comes back to Creative Fabrica. Insert crying emoji. Do you remember the first time my account got suspended in January of 2023? Of course you don't. Only I do. It was only me that was traumatically changed that day, right? I was like on my way to a 20 grand month in January of 2023. It's my first year on Amazon. And I had a coloring book. It was so cute. I had a teddy bear holding a heart. And I got the page from Creative Fabrica. And they were like, hey, Creative Fabrica gave me the license, but Amazon said, we need to see this because somebody said that you use their content, blah, blah, blah. I went to Creative Fabrica to get the link and it wasn't there. So that showed me that someone illegally put it on Creative Fabrica. So that brings us back to another reason. Like, maybe we need to take matters into our own hands, right? Okay. So This artist says, last year in just 1 month, I asked Canva to remove 900 images from their pro library that were stolen artwork. Okay. So how do we keep our account safe? Like, this is the first part. We are not using pro elements, or we're not using free elements. And I'm going to show you the way around it. Okay. Let's go to Canva, what they said on their website, because I did all my homework for you. Some third-party services, Amazon.com, may require you to agree that you own copyright in any design you upload to their service. That's Amazon's print on demand. They call themselves that. If that's the case, you can't use Canva content in those designs because you don't own the copyright. You only have a license to it, okay? So if Etsy doesn't require copyright, sell it on Etsy. If your website doesn't require copyright, go sell it on your website, okay? This brings up like, if you guys have books selling really well and they have free stuff in it, they have pro elements, you need to move them. You need to take them apart, okay? But also, if you have a book you love, make sure that you're getting an ISBN, an international standard book number. This allows you to distribute everywhere. When you get a free KDP barcode, ASIN, Amazon Standard Identification Number, you are agreeing that only Amazon can distribute your stuff, okay? So like, if your account gets suspended, which I have a great story about, you can put suspension story, okay? You guys have heard a couple of my stories, and I told you that I was chit-chatting more. I've been learning more about this because we got to keep our account safe, right? We can do more videos on that. If the print service only requires you to agree to have the right to use your design that contains Canva content, then it's okay to use as long as you're complying with our licensing terms, okay? You aren't trying to sell content as a standalone. So you're not taking those starfishes and like, buy these starfish art in my coloring book line, right? Or I'm going to start selling you Canva elements so you can put in your book. Bad, okay? You're responsible for checking terms of third-party websites. We're unable to advise you on this. So I went down the rabbit hole yesterday and the day before that, basically 72 hours, neglected my kids, just kidding. And what I learned, guys, is that there really isn't any way around copyright on Amazon. You might be like, you dummy, you've published 592 books, and now you're just telling us that you don't think there's I got deeper because there's a whole public domain thing. But really, like, to keep our account safe, we need to be able to like lay down at night and be like, I made that with every blood, sweat, tear, every liquid in my body. Like, I did the thing, okay? So let's resolve this problem. Here's some examples that come from Canva's legal team. Scenario number 1. Jenny wants to create a t-shirt and mugs and sell them using print-on-demand service. Jenny uses a mixture of graphics and fonts to use in his original design. This is allowed. Pop quiz, do you know why it's allowed? Because the print-on-demand service does not require copyright. Okay. Number 2, Nadia wants to design and sell posters using print-on-demand. Her designs consist of a single photo with a border around it, and she got them in Amazon. She got them in Canva. Nadia can't use pro or free photos from Canva for her poster design because her use would be considered standalone. It's a single photo, okay? Nadia can use her own photos that she uploads to Canva, using Canva like a book creation tool to create these posters because she owns the copyright in her photos and she can use them on a standalone basis. Okay. Selling print products based on Canva template scenario. Blake wants to design, print, and sell a children's book. They start their book design with a Canva template. This is allowed as long as Blake isn't selling the template as is. He needs to populate the book template. He needs to put his own design in it, right? With their own content and add their own creative effort so that the book design is unique to Blake, okay? So we've got that, okay? How do we own copyright over AI? Because AI is the way around using free elements. Images generated with AI features, Magic Edit, Dolly, Google Cloud, ChatGPT, Grok is my favorite. He's like the most human, which sounds so creepy. These are not included in Canva's content licensing, okay? You have to go to those places to get the licensing. You can use these images for any lawful purpose, including selling them, as long as you comply with our AI product terms. So I went down the rabbit hole with Canva's product terms, okay? Look at this orange. In many countries, the legal ownership of AI-generated work is unclear. This means you may not be able to copyright ownership of the images you make. We recommend seeking legal advice if you plan to sell your AI works, generated works. Do you know what I did? I sought legal advice with my attorney, Evan. Drop the word Evan, E-V-A-N. We need him on the channel. I told him, like, if I get 100 comments, like if we get 100 people that want Evan to come and educate us and school us. Did you guys know I took law classes in high school for college credit and I passed? And when I was 12, I was like arguing with my dad and winning. And he was a politician and he was like, you know, you need to go to law school. Anyways, I wanted to play soccer more than law. So like, that's kind of why I went to college first. Okay. But you guys know I graduated in selling books. I mean, making books, hand-bound books, which I need to show you some. I don't want to distract you. Let's get back to this. Okay. So here's the thing. The AI laws are not set in stone yet. Okay, that is true. But we can thank Taylor Swift. Guess where she was April 29th? She brought into law that you cannot use someone's likeness with AI in explicit ways. That was happening to her. Isn't that devastating? But she took one for the team. Okay, Taylor Swift. She did it with a broken heart. April 29th, this law passed that like you can't do that. So we are making progress with laws. Here's the other thing. If you use Midjourney and you pay for a pro account, they say we extend copyright to you as much as the law can extend it. Okay. That's what Canva's doing too. That's what Ideogram is doing. That's what Grok is doing. That's what ChatGPT is doing. The product licensing that Canva's worried about is like, don't be inappropriate with our services. Don't be inappropriate with Canva Media Magic. Be honest and be transparent, okay? So that's how we're able to click the copyright button on Amazon. You might be like, no, Amazon doesn't like that. Why does Amazon have a whole spot to tell them how you used AI? Okay? They're letting us tell them how we used AI, okay? So when you use AI, Canva's agreement is like, you're responsible for the input and the output. Don't be inappropriate, okay? The rules are that attribute the content to your name. So when I put something in Canva Media Magic, it says created by Jenny Hansen-Lane using AI. That is when that document or that cover is saved as a PDF in Canva, that metadata is exported in that file. And when I upload it to Canva, Amazon sees that Jenny Hansen-Lane created this piece of work. Okay. So that is the closest we can get to making this work. Okay. Now, there's other sites where you can do subscriptions and you just need to read the legality. You need to just make sure, like if it says it's free, that doesn't mean it's copyright permission. That's what keeps you safe on Amazon, okay? Copyright. Okay, so in a previous video, you saw me do a super, super fast prompt with an octopus. This is what I would prefer for myself than using free elements now, okay? Now, you might be like, but wait a second, we're using Canva as a book creation tool, but like, what can I use in Canva if it's a book creation tool, okay? I prompted this panda. I would not use this because look at the corner, it has that little motif in it. It's too busy for me, but like, it's a great start. So I'd probably do it a standalone and build out all the elements. And then my coloring page has like 5 or 6 elements together that I created and assembled like a collage, right? So like I have copyright over all these little elements and I put them together and I created something that didn't exist before. And I'm one step closer to like human ownership, okay? So let's talk about what's interesting for law protection with Canva. When you can go in there and create a logo. And I used to tell people to do that for your pen names. But now, like, you can't trademark that. It says creating logos can register as a trademark. If you'd like to create logos on Canva that you can register as trademark, there's 2 ways you can go about it. Create a unique logo in Canva from scratch. Use basic lines and shapes from our free library. This is the exception for book creation, okay? Lines and shapes. You can also use all of our fonts. The fonts need to be free, okay? It is safe to use Canva for book creation for lines, shapes, Canva Media Magic, okay? That only took me 72 hours and like talking to attorneys and like, but I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV, okay? The closest is like mediating my children because I had them so close together that they're like twins. And they also, side note, my son has an entrepreneurial fair in 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. He can sell his coloring books here. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. And I would have to get the Bowser ISBN, right? And I was like, why don't you want to do it? And he's like, well, I have to come up with a business plan and I have to like take a loan out against my parents to pay it back because I'm being an entrepreneur. And I was like, the teachers don't know who Russell Brunson is, right? Like Russell Brunson grew $100 million business bootstrapped. And that's how he taught me to run my business. So like it was years before I even knew about business funding. Anyways, so there was no overhead cost. So that was the reason my son didn't want to publish books. So if you haven't opened an account yet, my 10-year-old's telling you there's absolutely no cost besides like using a free Canva account, right? I like Pro because you can resize stuff and you can remove backgrounds and you can use Canva AI. So can you guys guess what my son's going to do? He's not going to sell chicken eggs. He probably should because we have chickens. We also hatch some ducks if you want that story. I might be able to share it, but I'm getting off topic. He's going to sell cookies. Okay, back to this. You can use Canva, lines, shapes, fonts, create those journals, prompted journals, use Canva sheets to automate those riddle books, joke books, all that stuff, okay? Don't use stock content, okay, in anything. This is more about like trademarking, but I thought it was important to cover because it's law related, okay? So like this is where we understand basic line shapes and fonts are okay, okay? So go forth and publish and stay safe. Some questions that we got asked about this is some of my students asked, what if I have existing stuff? If it's selling, I would go in and reprompt it with some AI to replace it or hire a designer. Because now if you're making money, you can put it back into your book. If it's not selling, I would unpublish so you don't lose your account. I have another video coming on account suspension prevention. I need another rhyming word with that, right? Account suspension, circumvention, deferential, Eminem. I had a dream the other night that Eminem was rapping from Bible scripture verses. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I have so much to teach you guys because with AI, things are going so fast. So please like and subscribe. I'm going to try to stop uploading books because you can do 3 a day. And I'm going to try to upload more videos this month. So please, you've got to tell me in the comments what you need so I can help you. Don't play the victim. Don't say, I can't do it. We're not doing that anymore. We don't have time. You have time freedom to live. You have goals. You want to take your kids on trips. You want to share your story. You want to impact people. Remember, you have always had enough. You have enough now, and you will always have enough in the future. Okay. I feel like I need to do a live because I feel like you guys are here, but you're not. Love you guys. Peace out.